Before I start, I would just like to say a huge thank you to Rabbanit Michelle for taking us on this incredible journey, which I honestly never thought I would have dreamed of attempting. I wanted to try and speak a little bit about the architecture of the time of the Talmud and about the Chatzer, the courtyard, as I saw this as a significant design feature that was mentioned often throughout Masechet Eruvin. The earliest courtyard building to date was found during the Neolithic period, actually in Israel in Shahar Golan, which is at the foot of the Golan Heights in Israel. There they found examples of courtyard houses ranging between 250 and 700 square meters in area. The houses consist of a central courtyard surrounded by several small rooms. The small living quarters may have belonged to generations of one family. Ha'achin shahayu ochlim al shulchan avihin v'yashnim bebetehem tzrichin eruv lekol achad ve'achad. Mishnah Eruvin. Ayin Bet. As we learned together in Eruvin about adult members who are eating together at their father's table but sleep in separate rooms adjacent to the courtyard, they need to participate separately in the Eruv. The other two plans show a courtyard complex with multiple families sharing the courtyard. Courtyard homes, though they are found in several places around the world, including China, were and are most predominant in the Middle East, which of course includes Bavel and Israel. There are various advantages of courtyards design, and they are common in hot climate, as they retain coolness by allowing the air to move freely through the area. You can see this in the diagram on the left. In addition, the courtyard allows the sunlight to enter the rooms from both sides. This photo on the right shows a remnant of a courtyard home in Pompeii, which had a pool in the center. The water was also used here for cooling the space. On the left is a plan of a courtyard in Pompeii. Pompeii is an ancient Roman city located in southern Italy. It gives us a great view into the architecture of the time of the Tanaim, as this town was buried under volcanic ash in 79 CE and preserved in time. The excavated city offers a unique snapshot of Roman life frozen at the moment it was buried. It was, however, a wealthy town that had luxurious houses. The houses in Bavel and in Israel were more modest than those in Pompeii. However, the use of the courtyard as a central feature was still prevalent. There are other advantages of the courtyard design. For instance, building needs only short beams for the roof structure, since the largest area is the central court, which of course has no roof. And we can see this on the diagram on the left. All the shaded area are the small rooms, and you can see the short beams. The area in the center is the courtyard, and of course there we don't need any roof structure. In Masechet Eruvin it says, Rav u'Shmuel have yatve bahahu chatzer. We learn about Rav and Shmuel who are sitting in the Chatzer and learning. On the right is a picture of Romans. They are less inclined to sit and study. They're using the Chatzer for parties. Nevertheless, we can appreciate the community feel created by the courtyard. Here we see a diagram of a typical Jewish house in Katsrine that was built in the 3rd to 8th century. We see how the courtyard was the central area of the house, which served as the open living room and dining room for the complex and brings in the natural light to the space. Here we can see the outdoor ovens, and the sleeping quarters were generally up above and accessed through a ladder. The photographs on the right and down below are images of the remains of Katsrine synagogue that was built in the 6th century CE. It was built on the top of a more modest, probably 4th century synagogue. I love this image of the entry of the synagogue, as I thought it was a great illustration of the Tzurat HaPetach. This is a photo of a reconstructed courtyard house in the 1st century in Nazareth. The rooms are very small and somewhat dark. People in those days did not own many furniture pieces nor clothes. Families sometimes included several generations, tended to live under one roof, and had little or no privacy. The small photo on the right illustrates a woman going up the ladder, probably accessing the bedroom. This image is of an imagined home of a wealthy Jewish family in ancient Israel. We know they were wealthy because they had furniture and sat on chairs around a table. The courtyard was used for tasks that needed good light, like spinning, weaving, and food prep. We can see they even had a well in their courtyard. The image was cut open so you could see the second floor, but it had a roof throughout the space. Amar Rav Nachman, Asa sulam kavua legago utar b'chol hagagin kulan. Someone who made a fixed ladder to the roof is allowed to carry on all the other roofs because they relinquish their rights to the one who has made his permanent access. And you can see here a permanent stone staircase. My arrow is leading from it. Jump ahead 2,000 years. With industrialization and urbanization, there was a big shift in architecture towards building skyscrapers, and people became very isolated in their homes. This created loneliness. Fortunately, there is a trend nowadays to go back to our beloved courtyard design and go more green. I was so excited to see in a recent daf on Daf Kuf a reference to a tree growing in Abaye's house, as this is something I love to see in more modern architectural designs. In my own work, I actually love to try and blur the line between inside and outside space and bring the green in. That's all for now.